Hey everyone, it's Chris here, aka Omega Actual, and welcome to an episode of just playing through with Rust right now. This is a short little video I'm making to show you one of my building projects that I've been doing around here. It's very barren hillside over here. That's because it's all been chopped down to be formulated into my gigantic complex, which we're just beginning to see right over the hill right now. Just built around this gigantic radio telescope. This is basically what I've been doing as part of my practice sort of venture into Rust Experimental. This is just what I refer to as the compound. Nobody lives in it right now, but it's just my beacon of civilization out here in the untamed wilderness of Rust Island here. I'm just going to go around it here just to give you an idea of just how massive it is. As you can see, I've cut all this down. When I first came here, this entire area was forested. It was packed with trees. I might put up a video later of my first journey through, but just to see how much wood I've chopped down to build this place here. So we have multiple structures here. We have a guard's tower, and of course it's entirely walled off to prevent the riffraff from coming in here. There are multiple houses inside, and that's where I was before. Back before when I first started. That's when I set up my first house, but it turns out someone else was living there and subsequently killed me and took my stuff. So I decided to try something else. That bridge over there, I also built to try to get across the islands. It's not perfect, but you know what? It's way better than swimming and way faster. The way that it's set up, you can just run right across and there won't be any sort of problem there. It bridges the gap quite nicely. So I think we might go inside just to see a little bit of it. So what I have here is everything is code locked, and there's also like this little airlock, I like to call it, where if I want to let someone in, there's two stages of doors, and both are code locked, and I know the codes. So if someone were to come in, if I were to allow them, I would tell them what the code is so they'd be safe. So this little guard room here allows me to check people out. Like if they come in, I can check them out, ask them questions and all that. And the really cool thing is about this place here, I can open the door from this little vestibule here. So if I can let them in without having to hit the code lock and from the safety of here, and I can let them into the compound as easily there. And if I don't like them, bam, bam, I can take care of them right there. Especially if they pull weapons out on me, I'll hit them before they hit me. That's for certain. So let's take a look at the rest of this place here. So there are guard towers here, and let's go inside one of them just to see. They're technically two-storied, but there's like a third story. The second story is actually there, but it's all blocked off. This is the only one where you can't go in through two separate entrances, and that's blocked off. So here on the roof, it allows pretty good access to sight all across here, so you can see anybody coming out. That's actually kind of why I like the deforestation idea, which is basically I can see anybody coming from a long way away, especially at night. If they want to sneak up on me, they'll have to light up eventually, or in the daylight where they'll stand there like a sore thumb, in which place I will give them diplomacy from long range. So it's entirely blocked off here, and the plan is to sort of add ramparts and add a second story for pretty much all around this area here. And I'm kind of upset because the trees don't respawn at all. So once you chop them down, they're pretty much gone for good. So all these other towers are typically the same. This area is actually stoned up. So that's the plan in the end, is to make it all stone, is to make it all nice and strong. So it deters people from trying to break in. And some of these foundations are also stone as well. This is actually the first house that was there. And this one is kind of special because it doesn't have a code lock. It has a key lock, a mechanical lock there. And this was pretty much the first house that was here before the compound was even built. So you can see tool chest, furnace, which you can open up and you can see all this stuff that I've been having to work on right here. Let's pick that up there. My metal fragments. Very nice. And this is all basically storage space. This all started as a single story originally before I added the second one on. And this is special. This is my panic room. Anything special I have here. All of my good stuff is nice and protected, which means that if anyone wants to come in, well, they're going to have to spend a lot of bullets to get into the compound in the first place. And they'll have to get the keys from me. And actually, a lot of the keys I actually don't even carry on me. I put them inside my panic room. which is difficult to get into. Actually, I think some of these houses are actually locked. Like, try to get open here. I actually can't get in there because I don't have the key. But I have the code. And unless I tell them the code, they're going to have to break the door down, which is spending a lot of resources to get in anywhere. So if anyone actually wants to live here, they're offered a decent amount of protection here for the price. See, look at this. This is a lot of room here. And I haven't figured out what I would ask people for to, like, in exchange for living here, which is like, I guess, in payment in bullets or something like that. There we go. Let's put like the supports there. It helps. It helps. It was stable, but not that much. Let's go upstairs. I think I actually have the key for this one, so I can actually get up there. Yes, I do. So pretty much more of the same. Nice wide upper sort of area, with the exception of the stairwell, which is blocked off. There's actually a lot of space for someone to set up. And I'd like to see, with more updates of the game, how they decide to go about and fill it up. You know, so that we can make it more homely and all that. That's what I like a lot about Rust Experimental, which allows us to try more things. So this is the ramparts here. It's basically how it will be pretty much all around there, like a second story. And this is it's all built around the satellite dish here. Now you can build a couple more things. Like I thought about putting a single story building actually underneath the dish itself, which would be kind of cool. Kind of cool, kind of neat, assuming it doesn't actually fall on you. So, actually, I want to get rid of this thing here. It actually doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's demolish it. I want to demolish it. There we go. So, here in Rust Experimental, if you want to get rid of something, there's a building UI where you can just select. You have to right-click on it, and you have to have a hammer equipped as well. So, you can just right-click and select the demolish, and you can speed the process along by actually hitting things with your hammer. So, I'm actually going to show you the cool thing. This hatchet is the best. The metal hatchet that you can find absolutely tears through trees. It's through this simple hand tool that I laid this entire hill bare. I mean, if I didn't have it, it would have taken so much longer to complete the compound. It works great with wood. It works great with rocks. God forbid you try to take care of this rock with a stone hatchet. It takes forever. Even if you have the improvised ice pick, even though it harvests a lot, it doesn't really. It really pales in comparison when you have like the regular hatchet. Look how fast I've taken this rock down. I basically harvested it and annihilated it in about, what, a minute or so? Compared to, like, what, 2, 3, 4 minutes that you would have if you had the stone hatchet. Way longer if you even had the rock. Hatchets are by far the thing that you want to get the most. Let's see. Yeah, I'm better off just hitting it with the hammer. I mean, the stone hatchet. Oh, cool. I mean, the hatchet itself, yeah, it does some work, but not a whole lot. So let's see. Are we actually going to check out the bridge this time around? Just to show you how it went. I mean, the building process here was kind of difficult too, because they needed to build support for the bridge too. So I couldn't do it clean, unfortunately, because the further you build away from here, the harder it is to stabilize it. And unfortunately, the foundations just don't really go that far. I was kind of forced to build the way that it was here. So I had to put down supports pretty much every single square and just build here. Look how fast it is that we're going across it, though. Absolutely nothing, like nothing at all. And that's one of the reasons I like bridges here. Like in other, if I choose to build any other sort of thing in any other server with the cooperation of other players, of course, maybe we can build a better bridge, or we can make it so that we can go across the rivers, no problem. I don't know. That's what I can think. Although in Rust, it's kind of rare if you have people that are willing to work together for the greater good. Usually someone's going to want to screw you over for something, like your clothes or your guns. And the radiation zones are still here. That house over there is irradiated because it's a rad town. I don't really know how to get around it. Let's check it. So that guy still has that bridge. That was there when I actually set up shop there, but he he hasn't gone back. He hasn't done anything. Which is weird. Let's see. I have some more protection now with this. Okay, I'm still getting radiation. Still getting screwed by radiation. So, you know what? I'm going to take it easy. I'm pretty sure I saw some barrels there, though. See, take a look. That's a great landmark. If you generally know the map and you know where some of these things are, thank God for the lighthouses, but you can see this radio telescope from way far away. And it's incredibly useful, and it's incredibly good to see when you're basically out in the environment. And this bridge is pretty much right in front of it. Because, yeah, when I first passed by here, I could not see that thing. It was just totally obscured by the trees. I actually considered setting up shop there first, but then I thought it was too big a target. So then I went around to the lighthouse that I was looking at not too long ago. And, well, turns out someone had the same amount of idea that I had. So, I chose the radio telescope. Another cool thing is I actually want to show you what it's like when the sun goes down. So, that way I can get back to that, and I can show you what happens, what this base looks like after the lights go out, which it's very bright. I will say that much. It's very, very noticeable, and it's very, very good looking. So I'm going to cut back when the sun goes down, and we'll take a look at what it looks like. Alright, now we got some major twilight going on here. The sun is going down, and take a look at that. We already see some really, really neat lighting effects from the buildings. All the buildings have lanterns in them, which means that they'll never run out of fuel. And they're pretty much indestructible. So, what that means is that you have a constant source of light from anywhere. All the houses have them, and of course, the owners can turn them on and shut them off as they want. Now, the compound is really great because it allows these sort of things to exist, and people, if they choose to live here, are not going to have that sort of problem. Let's turn up the shadow effects. So that looks really neat. So when people choose to live here, like of course in the Rust group here, they can turn on and turn off without fear of being discovered. And of course, these code locks are really, really useful. A couple times I've found people napping, like on top of that platform there with the steps. And, well, naturally, I had to kill them because, well, they were armed, right? I'm not going to let someone get around my humble home when he's armed with an assault rifle. I mean, just to be safe, you know. So, let's take a look inside with the lights turned on. It is positively bright. It's burning. It's amazing to think that that little lantern has that much light in it. And when we go upstairs in the panic room, we can basically see that the light has gone right through on the bottom and on the top, which allows a lot of pretty much a lot of ambiance, let us say. There's probably room there for another building, like a single-story building. I have to consider it, but yeah, look at this. And if you're on the ramparts here, it gives you enough light to see inside, but outside not so much. I might think about that. Hang on, there's something wrong with the torch here. I have to put it out, then relight it just to show you. Ah, there we go. The torch itself allows illumination of the general area. Let's put that out. It not really need to worry about resources or anything like that. So anyways, that's the compound here. It's one of my first major Rust projects. And I'm going to go back to playing it. I might play on more servers with more people. So maybe these sort of protected communities will be a thing. That is, if people won't stab me in the back and steal my clothes and or weapons. Anyways, thanks guys for watching this. I might post a video of what this place looked like before I walked through it. And stay tuned. If I choose to make any more Rust videos, then I'll put them up. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Actual, and I'm signing off.